capitalism works so well, why does it require a tacit government insurance policy paid for by taxpayers who bail it out of its own insolvency? If capitalism is so natural, as if it were its own law of nature, then why does it require state terror and violence to suppress opposition and democratic reform in order to prop it up and sustain it? Why did the U.S. tell the Nicaraguan people in 1990 that if they did not elect the U.S.-backed candidate Chamorro over Ortega, that the U.S. would continue its illegal sanctions of the country, effectively starving them? Why did Ronald Reagan invade Nicaragua in 1985? Why is Ronald Reagan the only sitting president to ever be formally indicted by the World Court for invading a sovereign nation? Why did post-World War II U.S. planners regard the Third World as a region which was to fulfill its major function as a source of raw materials and a market for the Western industrial societies? Why did Joaquim Maitre of Boston University tell us that America had installed democracies in the style of Hitler Germany in El Salvador and Guatemala? Why did George H.W. Bush invade Panama in 1989 to oust a leader whom the U.S. supported throughout the 80s and was on the CIA payroll? Why did the U.S. support the military dictatorship of Suharto in Indonesia and literally funded his genocide of the peasants of East Timor to the tune of 100,000? Why did the U.S. support Saddam Hussein, funding him through his greatest atrocities in the 80s, and only became enemies with Hussein when he did not follow Washington's orders and decided to invade Kuwait? Why did we murder Chile's democratically elected leader Salvador Allende in 1973,
the original 9/11,
and install a military dictatorship under Augusto Pinochet, which lasted almost 2 decades? Why did we attempt to coup Venezuela in 2020? If capitalism works so well, why do we violently impose it on every...
Nixon ordered Cambodian genocide. Clinton sent cruise missiles to Sudan, people died. Obama gave the orders to do drone strikes.